Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I have here about 9 topics, 15 articles to discuss important issues, starting with Vladimir Putin, going to Janet Jackson, going to Zelensky Stein, going to Robert F. Kennedy Jr., going to NATO wanting to do this, going to Lithuania saying that, hey, we should do this and we should do that because Lithuania is very important, and many other subjects. Let's start with the first one, coming from the Telegraph on today, the 23rd of September 2024, where they report that dozens from UK take up Putin's offer to ditch quote-unquote woke West and move to Russia. So people who are not familiar with what happened, it was Putin signed an executive order, and he said, you know what, those guys who want to escape woke ideology, they can move to Russia. And let's start with right here. Dozens of Britons have taken up Vladimir Putin's offer to ditch woke West and move to Russia instead. At least 34 people have requested to move to Russia from UK after Putin changed immigration laws in an executive order in August 19, according to the Russian embassy in London. Putin said the aim of providing such humanitarian aid was to save, quote-unquote, those who identify with Russian, and I'm quoting, spiritual and moral values from the, and I'm quoting, destructive neoliberal ideological attitude in the West. And they mentioned, I know 47 countries where you can just apply from because you might be discriminated politically in those countries. I don't think the fight is over, so abandoning ship here, no, don't do that. You're going to leave these embassies. You're going to leave baboons with nuclear weapons. You can't have that happen. These baboons will inherit your ancestors' nuclear weapons and your civilization, and they will destroy it, and they can use, after they destroy what's going on here, they would use their nuclear weapons that they inherited, they got it from you, to attack you again. So don't do that. The war here, the fight is not over. It's just the beginning, I would say. It's not even the pinnacle. Now, it's true that when Donald Trump will lose, we're going to have a clear example of a security state. And then, how's that? So help us God. Nevertheless. So what's going on? I think we should stick here and we should not allow this baboonish plan to succeed. It's not the baboons. There's some other people over there in charge of us, and they want us to, all right, like maggots on a carcass. We fight with one another, and they're over there looking at us and say, okay, they're busy doing this, and in the meantime, we live our lives and we tell them what to do. Don't fall for this. If you're desperate, if you're fed up, yeah, go and restructure, replenish yourself. You do it again. You try something else next, all right? But nevertheless, I know sometimes when the war is over, you have a choice to being or to escape. We're not there. We're not, and we will not be there. We have to oppose this garbage. So a lot of people will go to Russia. We'll see. Russia is probably going to be the continuation of the, I don't want to call it Western civilization. I would call it Europe civilization, ancient Greek and ancient Roman civilization. This is what we are. We're not, Judeo-Christian. If we were Judeo-Christian, then yeah, okay. Then you will look how that functions. No, we're not. We're not an eye for an eye, right? We are for turning the other cheek? Not even. Not even. We had our own, remember the Roman law? It's a little bit different. But anyway, let's move to the next article. This article was not sent specifically to me, but one of my friends on Facebook, I'm not going to mention his name, I'm going to mention his initials, posted it over there. So I said, oh my, this is very, very important. And this is the article. Omnipresent AI cameras will ensure good behavior, says Larry Ellison. Now, the person who posted this, his initials are J. Age. You know who you are, all right, J. Age. So you sent me this, not sent me this again, posted this, keep saying that. But nevertheless, what do we have here? We have AI, who I think will get out of control. I remember when we were kids and we were talking about, oh, will the robots take over the globe because they will have a little revolution. We were kids talking about this, as stupid as we were, right? Omnipresent cameras will ensure good behavior. Remember, this good behavior is for you and I. And who is this Larry Ellison? He's the guy who I will show you. He's right here. Yep, he is one of them. And I'm quoting, "We are going to have supervision." Who's we? Says billionaire Oracle co-founder Ellison. Who is we? Remember George Orwell's 1984? Right there, that guy was a genius. On Thursday, Oracle co-founder Larry Ellison shared his vision. That's his vision, a billionaire's vision coming from a certain family, for an AI-powered surveillance future during a company financing meeting, reports Business Insider. During an investor Q&A, Ellison described a world where artificial intelligence systems would constantly monitor citizens through an extensive network of cameras and drones, stating this would ensure both police and citizens don't break the law. And who will supervise the AI? It's going to be unsupervised. Remember, AI will function as long as, or as far as, you put in the information, the limits, but it's going to start thinking on its own. Remember, there were some AI questions and the answer was wrong, and these guys, oh my God, how can that be done? Remember, come with the picture of a European, or come with a picture of that and this, and that guy came and, oh my God, the picture is politically incorrect. So it's what you put in that really matters. So you control what you put in, but AI will find ways. Maybe it's going to be its own boss at one point. And Mr. Ellison, who's 80-some, he thinks that he's going to be probably living forever with the AI implanted somewhere. We're going to discuss that in a different video. Just a little thing. Ellison, who briefly became the world's second wealthiest person last week when his net worth surpassed Jeff Bezos for a short time, outlined a scenario where AI models would analyze footage from security cameras. How many? Everywhere. Police body cams, doorbell cameras, and vehicle dash cams. I think they're already done. Already there without the AI. The doorbell cameras are right there. Don't worry. They have access to that. And I'm quoting this imbecile, this tyrant, this dangerous guy. Citizens will be on their best behavior. Behavior, what kind of best behavior? Who's going to determine the behavior? I would like to know. I would like to know what will be the behavior. What will be the best behavior? Who's going to write the what kind of laws and policies? Who are the ones? AI? You, Ellison? Maybe Zelensky Stein? Maybe, I don't know, Brooke Miner? Who's going to be? When they talk about hope and change, that's not enough. You got to give me exactly the details when you talk about hope. Hope that what? I'm in charge and you are my... What do you mean? And change. Change in what? I'm going to be, again, your boss and you're going to be my subordinate. Remember, details are very important. So when that baboon said hope and change, you ask, hey, why? Why? Give me more details. Hope that what? Change the society. The Western civilization, maybe? All right, Ellison, he said, citizens will be on their best behavior because we are constantly recording and reporting everything that's going on, Ellison said, describing what he sees as the benefits from automated oversight from AI and automated alerts for when crime takes place. Well, if you use certain words, it's going to be a crime. Well, that's going to be the behavior that we are going to be boxed in. Remember, it's going to be a crime if I say we have some tyrants and I name some names. Will it be a crime if I deny something? Remember, this is what they have in mind. And I'm quoting, we, again, who's we? We're going to have supervision. Do you think he's going to be supervised? Do you think his family would be supervised? Unless AI will take over on its own and then we're all screwed, then yes, he will be. He's not thinking of his family being supervised. No, they're special. You will be supervised. Why? Because he's going to behave the way he wants. An example? Remember when we had the COVID mandates and all that authoritarian garbage that we had? Remember that one? Tyrannical, I would say. And the population went to the Super Bowl, I think it was in California, and the mob, the rabble, which is us, we were masked over there, and the VIP section, where the guys having parties, all the illiterate, infantile actors and so-called athletes, football player, basketball, those were the guys in the VIP. They didn't have masks. Why? Because that didn't apply to them. Applied to you and I. So the same is here. The crime and the best behavior for you and I, not for Ellison-Stein's family. Oh, my bad. It's a fact. So we're going to have supervision. Every police officer, all of them, is going to be supervised at all times. And if there's a problem, AI will report the problem and report it to the appropriate person. All right, and he will be probably the appropriate person and people like him. You got him? And this is the video from the imbecile. You can go and watch it. Here, Larry Ellison. Who is this guy? I found that. I always look at where these guys are, their beginnings, and it's very revealing. Ellison was born on August 17th, 1944 in the New York City to Florence Spellman, an unwed Jewish mother. Well, the other ones don't really matter because it don't really matter. So, this is what they have it, and they say it. And they say it. How old is he? 80. They say it now. That means they have the, let's use one of their words, chutzpah, to say it. What are you going to do? You're going to vote. You make me laugh. Anyway, let's go to the next article, and we find out the society we live in, which is, it's a big thing if you say Emil is, Emily is black, or Emily is white, or Emily is, yellow, or whatever. Oh my God, it's a problem. Do you care? I don't care. I know what I am. So if someone claims something that could be a lie, or, just ignorance, you try to hard side put it. Maybe you say, hey man, that's not correct. This is the reality. You just try. But then, after all, why is it so important? Well, for political reasons. For political reasons. And these guys is divide and conquer. That's what they do. Let me show you. Miss Janet Jackson, that I don't care for her at all. For the Jackson family, after all, I think they are gone. Why? That guy wanted to be different. Janet Jackson also wanted to be something else. They didn't like who they were. That tells me a very low self-confidence or self-esteem. They wanted to be something else. But on the other hand, attack other people on the same thing. Let me show you. BuzzFeed. Janet Jackson is getting slammed for, and I'm quoting, ignorant and disappointing comments on Kamala Harris's race. Does it matter? Well, it seems like. Janet said in an interview that she heard Kamala Harris is not black. Oy vey, so? Will they, Mr. Ellison, tell me, will they arrest her for, for the crime? Because that's not the best behavior? Well, I guess that's what they have in mind. Now, this is the title, but let me give you the real title. Remember, this is from BuzzFeed. Just incidentally, it's not that I care for it much, but I want to show you the true title of this article, and that is, where are you? Here. And here it is. This is the title that is updated. This is the real title from BuzzFeed. Janet Jackson's manager has issued a statement over her ignorant and irresponsible, quote-unquote, comments on Kamala Harris. Look over there. That's BuzzFeed, Sunday, September 22nd, right? There you have it. And then we have this article right here, and we have it updated 16 hours ago. That is yesterday. So they updated the title, which was different on my video, on my BuzzFeed right here. Janet Jackson's manager has issued. Nevertheless, what did she do? She said that she heard that Kamala Harris' father is white. Who cares? Who gives a shit if it was that or that? But hey, no. It's not like that. So, it says here, Janet Jackson was being interviewed by The Guardian when she was asked about her position on the upcoming election, with the interviewer noting that, quote-unquote, America could be on the verge of voting in its first black female president. Well, she's not the first black president, she's first biracial president, as Barack Obama was the first biracial president. He was not black president or white. He was half. But this is political. Do you care? I don't care. I'm going to tell you the justification, the argument of one of my professors in university here in the US. He was a Jewish professor. His last name starts with a K. And the Jewish professor, he was old. I mentioned him, I think, in a video yesterday. He said that Barack Obama is black. And when I mentioned that he is biracial, he said, yeah, but he is, but he chose to identify with the black side of his, culture and so on. I said, yeah, but he was raised by a white family, by his white grandparents. Well, he tries to identify, he identifies as. That's what he said, my sociology professor from the university. And I said, well, it's not like you identify with him, but he was ahead of time with all this. It was 15 years, more than 20 some years ago when he said that. So I said, psst. All right, now if you identify, I guess you are. So if I, let's say, I have three, let's say, Chinese in me, genetically, I am black, African, and then you have, let's say, a European, and I choose to identify as a Chinese, I'm rather Chinese, because I want to identify as a Chinese. Is that how it works? And I explained it with a professor that actually we have genetics, and he didn't want to hear it. Why? He was an ideologue. He was how do you call it? He was not a professor. He was an activist. He was a socialist. What do you expect? So anyway, so when she said that, let's see what's going on here. Well, I'm quoting, you know what they supposedly said? Janet replied, she's not black. That's what I heard. That she's Indian. All right? And then this guy, and a person who doesn't like to be, Anyway, and does it matter that she's black or not? Well, the interviewer thought it's the pinnacle of her attributes right there. And Janet Jackson's representatives say she didn't authorize apology for questioning Kamala Harris's race. Remember, one said that and then right here, with all these things on her face, that tells me she wants to be something else and she hates what she is. But anyway, and we have here something else. Remember, that was about being Indian. And we're going to find out that actually she said something else. Or these guys are lying and saying something else. Right here. Jackson caused a furor on social media after her comments in an interview with The Guardian. Speaking on the Democratic candidate, the famed singer told the outlet that her father's white. That's what I was told. And here she said what? That he is what? That she is Indian. She is not black. That's what I heard. That she's Indian. Nevertheless, I don't care, but I care. What's going on here? Janet Jackson's apology for ill-informed comments about Kamala Harris was not authorized. Got it? And she is? What is she? But hey, we have this. Did U.S. Senator Kamala Harris' ancestors own slaves in Jamaica? And they say unproven. But that's based on Kamala Harris's father, professor. Fact check, Kamala Harris is a cop whose family owned slaves in Jamaica. End quote. Claim is missing context. And we're going to go to the bottom. The cop, we go over that one, and we're going to go to the family owned slaves. While it is true that Kamala Harris's father claimed to be a descendant of slave owner, Harris and her family's relationship with Hamilton Brown remains unclear. So this guy owned slaves, and this is what the professor Donald Harris said in an article published by the Jamaica Globe here. Professor Donald Harris wrote, and I'm quoting, "My roots go back within my lifetime to my parental grandmother, Miss Christian Brown, descendant of Hamilton Brown, who is on record a plantation and slave owner and founder of Brownstown, a town in Jamaica." So either Mr. what's his name, Donald Trump Harris, lied about it. Anyway, and this guy say unproven. Well, he's a professor. What do you want? So nevertheless, we have this fight on something that should not matter, but it matters. Why? Divide and conquer, right? We're going to move to Ukraine a little bit to show you Zelensky Stein gets the red carpet rolled for him in the United States of America, and he gets an award. There you have. This is New Voice of Ukraine. And at the bottom here, it says Award for Leadership. You see that? Volodymyr Zelensky received Golden Plate Award during US visit. And you see this picture? Isn't that fantastic over there? Isn't that strange? So look at that, beautiful with a flag. But this is not the first one. The award here, yeah, that's beautiful, right there. It's like the, how is that, ancient Zarathustra, right there. Iranian, if you want me to call it that way, Persian unigod or whatever they call it. Beautiful right here. He is the beautiful man. And he's got the award, man. Volodymyr Zelensky received Golden Plate Award during US visit. These guys are begging this Zelensky Stein. Unbelievable. During his visit, the US President Volodymyr Zelensky received the Golden Plate Award from the American Academy of Achievement for his contributions to humanity. Didn't he ignore the Minsk agreements that show the path? It would become a path to peace in Ukraine. Didn't the Minsk agreement from 2014 become 15? I'm sorry, the second one become international law with the guarantors Germany and France. What are they? Humanity. And he did not like anything about that. Well, it's a signed document. It's an international law. It's a law-abiding document. So some people can say it's your masters through use actions that trigger something that it's inhumane. I just made this so you can see how the Americans are creating and others behind, because these guys are just building this guy up. The same when the invasion occurred, he was invited everywhere by the Europeans, giving him a name, making him important. The forces behind the countries. And it was an embarrassing, ridiculous display of slavish attitude from the Europeans, but that's what they want to do to us. And they are successful in this one. Make us being showing humility. We have no reason to show humility. Show strength, intelligence, courage, and not tolerance. No. Tolerance when needed. That's why you have to have balance. You have to have, how do you call it? Media aura est. That is the Latin word statement, or as media, the average, not the average in abilities. Being balanced is the best. So no extremes. Let's go back to the other article that I want to discuss from Russia, from this New Voice of Ukraine. And that is, we don't have much time, he says. Ukrainian president warns next month's crucial in Russia's war against Ukraine. Well, I heard this many, many times before. This is the big lie. And not only the big lie, he tries to treat us like children. That's what you do with a child. You just show the next, road marker. So you want to get from here to here. If you show most people from here to here, it's a struggle. They can't. They're lazy, cowards, and all that. They don't want to be. Don't want to do it. So you don't show from here. You got to go from here to here. You say you're going to go from here to here, and then from here to here, and then here. Short increments. Therefore, like with children, you show, like I remember when I was with my mom and I was thirsty. We were going shopping or whatever we wanted. Anyway, so I'm thirsty. She wouldn't buy me anything, but we're far from home. And she said, well, you see over there, that's the house over there. Don't think of that. Think of something else. I don't know how old I was. So from little, and that's the same thing we do with children. Think of something else. And then in the meantime, you get that point. And when it comes again, think of something else. Or think, oh, he's right there by the corner. You get the corner, you find as a child you were lied to. Oh, no, he's by that corner. And by that corner. And eventually you travel a mile when she told you every 100 meters is, oh, that's the home, that's home, that's home. And the same this guy does. Well, it's next months are crucial. Crucial than what? These guys are going to authorize strikes deep inside Russia, and Russia will nuke you. Oh my God, this is outrageous. And we have here again Zelensky Stein, who's in charge of you and I. Why? Because he's pushed forward by groups so we can respect this baboon. Next few months will be decisive in this war. I heard this again, and they tell us about the American Academy of Achievements. So right now, for me, this means 0, the same as the Nobel Peace Prize means 0 for me. Why? When Elie Wiesel's book, Night, was awarded that for literature, I said, okay, I understand that. When I saw that former President Barack Obama was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize for 0 achievements. So it's like you go to college and they give you the diploma, you haven't even started the college. That's what with Obama. He got a award and they say, well, for future, so they can put pressure on him. No, that's not how things worked in the real world. In the new world, for some work that way, for some they don't. Otherwise, why don't they award us the driver's license before we get the tests? I want to apply for driving license. Well, here you have it, and then you go and take your classes, and then you take your driving and all that. This is garbage, man. This is our culture, and then culture these guys are trying to turn it into. And then when you look at these guys, or this guy, right here, right? Dozens from UK take up Putin's offer to ditch woke West. You wonder why when you have this Kamala Harris and Janet Jackson garbage, and you have many, many others imbeciles giving this guy awards, man. This is unbelievable. We don't have much time, and they portray others as imbeciles and crazies right here for leadership. And this is our world. Who are the guys who are promoting this? The same guys, my friends. The same guys. All right, let's go to the second one. Ukrainska Pravda. United Nations Security Council in need of reform due to doubts about its ability to maintain peace. Lithuanian president. Now, this baboon is not saying that because he's a defender of, fairness or justice or truth. No. What he means is Russia, China should be stripped of their veto powers in the Security Council and allowed only the ones that Mr. Imbecile here wants them to have the veto power. That's what he means. And I'll tell you why. Because he's going to ignore crimes on this planet, right? Remember, the United States of America vetoed some crimes that are occurring right now on this planet that this president will not attack. Why? He's in the same team. So let me show you a few things about this baboon. So, Lithuanian President Gitanas Nausėda believes the UN Security Council is in need to reform amid Russia's war against Ukraine. Nausėda believes that the lack of multilateral response to Russia's aggression against Ukraine has put forward serious doubts about the UN's ability to maintain global peace and security. The United States has consistently vetoed resolutions condemning and sanctioning one country on this planet for 30 years, maybe even more than 30 years. And when Nausėda said anything about it, yeah, he said something, but I will tell you what, I will show you with this imbecile. These are the people in charge of us, supposedly. But first, what is Lithuania? You know Lithuania? Now, Lithuania is not like China, because we have to agree, on this planet, that's the way it is, like in the parking lot or in the neighborhood. There are important people and not so important people. There are strong people and there are weak people. Now, Lithuania is a weak country. It's a weak country. It has a population of, brace yourselves, $2.88 million, right there. Not people, dollars. That's Lithuania. I'm going to show you the map. Okay, and this is the reality. You don't like the reality? Then stay in line. Here is Lithuania in Europe. Can you spot it? Very small right there. So this little country, very involved in attacking Russia, and blaming Russia for everything. They think that the Security Council should be, revised, which is just United States of America should have veto power. Is that okay with you? Not even Great Britain. No, just United States of America. Is that okay with you? I guess this weasel will say yes. I think that in the near future, the Russians and the Chinese and the BRICS countries will have their own organization, parallel. You'll see. The Americans will stop cooperating. Let's see who this president actually is. Right here. He's a communist. to start with. At 24, he joined the Communist Party. Well, that's a great achievement, this guy right here. You see him? All right. If you don't believe me, just look and see. He defended his PhD thesis right there. There you have him. In 1988, as 24, Nauseda registered to join the Communist Party of Soviet Union. All right? So he is a communist. But hey, we all make mistakes. That's true. Just so you know who this guy is. But I'm going to show you at the bottom about Israel what the thing is. So why he would not restructure the United Nations Security Council, how should I put it, justly, but he would like to get rid of other countries, like, as I said, Russia and China to having veto power. After Iranian attack on Israel on April 24, Nauseda criticized the unacceptable double standards of European countries. This is a country with 2.8 million people, remember. And the United States regarding military aid to Ukraine and Israel, saying that if we are principled and really stand for democratic values, we should support both countries, which is Israel and Ukraine, and not calculate, we give this much to one and that much to the other. He's not saying what's going on over there with those Palestinians. He doesn't give it about that one. He gives a shit about some other people. So that's why when the United States vetoes the UN Security Council's resolutions condemning that one country of the two that I mentioned, and the United States vetoing it, he has no problem with that. Why? Because without that, he wouldn't be a president. All right. And that gets me to two more issues, and actually show you the morality that these guys, again, selective morality. You know, Robert F. Kennedy allegedly, reportedly had received some nude pictures from a so-called journalist, 31-year-old, and he's 70, doesn't really matter to me. He's married, she has a boyfriend, the boyfriend left her, and they say it was an intimate photos of Olivia Nuzzi during affair. Well, I think that's between the two guys over here, or the four guys, let's put it this way. Married, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. allegedly bragged he had intimate photos of Olivia Nuzzi during affair. What about Bill Clinton getting a blowjob from the Jew? Yeah, she's Jewish. What's her name? Monica Lewinsky. Well, it's okay. Now, why? Because they have to destroy this guy right now because he didn't agree with or didn't join forces. And this right here is the woman who sent that over here. Well, I see him being the bad guy here because it's a blowback, no blowjob, blowback. So it's between them, isn't it? Do I agree with that? That's personal. I think that that's between the four of them. It's none of my business what they do. And if we are to be moral about it, then we can go, grab him by the pussy. Oh my God, how bad that was. And the other guys in the Oval Office was giving with both hands. Really? As the president. I mean, please, double standard. But it doesn't mean two bads or make a good. And we have here this little thing that this, oh my God, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. once had 43 quote-unquote mistresses in his cell phone. Insiders allege amid cheating scandal. That is the cheating scandal right here, they say. Now, between you and I, and this comes from She Knows. Question 2, She Knows. He had 43 what? Mistresses? That is women. So the women knew he was married, I'm guessing, right? Any blame on that? Again, I'm not trying to shift blame, but I'm trying to point blame to where it's due, and not only on him. And again, it's their business. 43 mistresses in his cell phone. What was he doing with that phone? Hot. Anyway, here it is, my friends. They are very moral, but they don't point the finger, but only at this guy mostly. The other guys are just victims. Remember, when let's say, in this case, a married man cheats with what? With a woman. And the woman knows that he is married. So, he's guilty, yes. Is she guilty? Yes. But hey, they cut it just to the beginning. And again, That's their problem. But this is the morality. All of a sudden, oh my God, he got 43 mistresses. Now, if you would have over there possibly a different gender, to be politically correct over there, oh, look at her. Let's go, girl, girl, girl. Oh, he got 43 stallions ready to pump and dump and then go and have an abortion. Why? This is the new morality. Have an abortion after one night stand, but this guy had 43 mistresses and he's cheating on his wife. Oy vey. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I'm just trying to point out two inconsistent values that these guys are having no values. You can't have inconsistent values. You either have values and you stand behind them and defend them and promote them, or you don't have no values. No, you can selectively, yeah, but on the other hand, oh, he was married. He's married, man. With whom? 43 what? Women. I wonder if those guys would have been mad. Would that change the equation? Oh, look at that. He's so funk. Yeah. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.